Okay, hello everybody. So first of all, I apologise for the quality of this microphone because I'm actually out walking the dog. I thought I'd do an episode and just talk about some stuff off the top of my head while I'm walking the dog. It's freezing cold. So you won't get the normal quality of the studio type microphone. So I just thought I'd do an episode because a few people have asked, because there hasn't been one for a while, and just explain why there hasn't been an episode for a while. So the podcast is really a hobby for me. It's not really a job. Don't make any money out of it. The reason it exists, really, the original reason for it, was because I was in a lot of groups and social media groups in various places, and I saw a lot of people, thousands of people, and tradesmen and tradeswomen, who probably know each other. They've heard of each other. Some of them will actually know each other, but not all of them. And I just thought it'd be good to get people on and just have a chat with them, really. And then everybody gets to know everybody else a little bit better who's in the similar circles. So it was never the goal to give advice or fucking talk about controversial things or tell people you should be doing this, you should be doing that. It's literally just to get people on and have a chat. I haven't done it for a while because basically what I've done personally is stop using social media as much. That's one of the reasons anyway. So I have to use social media for work, for my job. But what I tend to do now is I'll post if I've got a video to post, and that's it really. If someone tags me, I'll reply, but I don't look at it. And the reason for that is I've been looking at social media so much for so long. It's about, even in my old job, so like the job I did previous to being self-employed, constantly on social media, so it's like 8 to 10 years, I suppose, of constantly looking at social media and constantly getting alerts and looking at it, and it's actually giving me anxiety. Just even like any kind of post, so other companies posting, and I'll be thinking, shit, I should probably post, and I should do a fucking podcast post and keep people aware of that I'm still here and make it look like I'm doing alright and whatever. And even if people tag me in a good way, even that would give me anxiety. So I was like, fuck. So in the end, I just stopped using it for a bit, and obviously most of my guests came from social media as well, so naturally I stopped finding potential guests because I just wasn't looking at anything. I was using TikTok to get a lot of guests, and I think it changed quite a bit. I used to love it because originally when I first started using it a few years ago, and I've said it on the podcast before, you got more real people on there that were just naturally doing things, and it's turned into more or less the same as every other social media thing, really. There's like a method of how to get followers, and I don't know if people follow courses or just copy other people, but I can see like there's someone who used to be quite natural and worth following, they start doing the same things as everybody else and the same strategy to hook somebody in and get followers and get a sponsor and all that shit. And it was like, I can't be arsed, because every time I saw things I could see through all of it. I was like a fucking really shit version of Neo in the Matrix. That's what I was feeling like what the fuck am I doing? So I just stopped using it for a bit. But obviously another big reason is I'm busy, because it is a hobby. I'm busy with my own work, like constantly doing my own stuff, and the people who I tend to speak to are also busy. tradesmen or tradeswomen mostly. So it's hard to get them. Like they aren't celebrities who fucking make some time to go on a podcast or whatever. And I'm not a professional podcast either. So it's not like it's part of a day job to do it. So I was finding the time to do it. Usually, sometimes doing it at night. It was hard, but yeah, the main reason is I've just stopped using social media for a bit. But people have contacted me. I do appreciate it because obviously people listen and they want to hear another episode or hear another guest or whatever. So it's good to know, and I appreciate it. The dog's dragging me somewhere. We're not going there today. It's dark. Come on. Anyway, so just to let people know, I've got some guests lined up, and I'm going to try and do things a bit differently because there are other podcasts around, and I see they all tend to do similar things. That's up to them. I mean, they're successful, they're great, but that's not what I want to do. I want to be a little bit different. I won't get people on to be preachy and say, oh, this is how you do this and this is how you do that, and give fucking lifestyle advice or whatever. If people get it from the conversation, that's great, but I'm not going to preach it. And I won't get people on specifically to talk about something controversial, which is you see that happening a lot now on a lot of different podcasts. And it's like, it's bollocks really. I just want to have a chat with someone, and if people listen to it, great, and if they don't. But I will try and do different things. I tried to do the history, and unbelievably people have contacted me and like said, oh, because I did say during that's part 1 and I'll do a part 2. I just never got around to it. It's a lot of research involved. And to be honest with you, what you're witnessing when you listen is me learning, like, how do I speak to a microphone? How do I keep people engaged? I was listening to an audiobook, and who was it? Morgan Freeman was doing the foreword. He didn't do the audiobook, he just did a little bit before. And I started listening to him, and it was only like, it was nothing amazing what he was doing, but the way he was speaking, I was like, shit, there's a reason why he's such a good actor. I'm talking about a fucking world-class actor, I'm never going to be that good, but the way he was talking, the way he was getting it across, I was like, shit, that's like, I should listen to this. It's good advice for the podcast to keep people engaged and tell a story, or even if it's not a story, just speak in an entertaining way. Because I've probably said before as well on the podcast, a lot of times I think social media, when people are on and talk and podcasts and things like that, a lot of it is natural charisma, and that's like, some people can bullshit their way through just because they're naturally charismatic. And I don't think I am, but I can try and improve. So Morgan Freeman was 50 by the time he became famous. So I don't really think there's any rush for me to bang out a load of adverts or fucking follow a load of courses to try and get good at podcasting. I'm just going to do it in my own way, learn a little bit at a time. I could pay for a load of adverts and get a load of people on and say, I don't know, get people on who've got controversial stories or controversial opinions, and then bang a load of adverts out with a fucking 10-second clip saying something ridiculous. I'm not really into that. I just want to speak to people. I might say something controversial, maybe, but not on purpose. I'm just going to plod along and see what happens organically. My fingers are freezing. So I'll continue to do the podcast. I might do another history one, and I've got a few guests lined up. And also people contact me and say, why don't you do video? Why don't you do a video podcast? And I've always had the same opinion on this. So a video podcast, in my eyes, is not worth doing unless you're going to show something that people can look at, and it contributes to the episode. So 2 people sitting there with 2 talking heads, to me, is not fucking required. Now, can work, and it does work for fucking loads and loads of podcasts, obviously, but generally, I think, unless you're a professional comedian or famous actor that people want to see, I just don't see it being worth doing at all. I quite like audio podcasts. A lot of the podcasts I listen to are audio only. And the other thing is, I don't specifically want to be known. I don't want to be famous. A lot of people that listen to it probably don't even know my name. That's good. I particularly want people to. I don't want to be famous. It's all up me. I just want to have a conversation and to get the story from the guest, or to do a story for people listening, like history or some other bollocks. I don't know, like what I'm doing now. So until I can do video that goes with the podcast that's actually worth watching, I won't do it. And I have got some ideas to do it, so there might be a couple coming up soon that actually have a video to go with them, but it won't be just two people sitting there just love the sound of their own voice and want people to fucking recognise them or know who they are. That's not really what I'm doing it for. Like Slippy here. Fuck. It's what time is it? It's what time is it? 7 o'clock in the evening, freezing fucking cold. I sound like this'll get the people who listen to a lot of podcasts, because Adam Buxton used to walk his dog and do his podcast, or the new Alan Partridge one. I'm fucking closer to Alan Partridge than Adam Buxton. If you get the Adam Buxton one, then you're an avid podcast listener. I don't even know if he's still doing it anymore. So yeah, I'll be doing more podcasts soon for those who are asking. It just will be random. I won't release one a week. Oh yeah, I was contacted by sponsors, and it's the same sponsors who sponsor all of the other ones, who everyone you'd expect, and they just did me head in, to be honest. They pissed me off, so I was like, no, I'm not interested. So I was contacted, and they want a load of figures off you. I was like, so I give them all the figures, and then they're like, how much do you charge? And I don't fucking know, because I've never charged anyone. And once they've got your figures, they then go away. And I was finding that similar type of podcasts were getting previous guests of mine on who'd done like what they would deem decent numbers, I suppose. So I was like, do you know what? I don't care, but if that's the only reason they're contacting me, I'm not fucked. I would like a sponsor. If anyone's listening, I'd like to sponsor. There's a lot of people that listen to it. A fair amount of people that listen to it. I'll be lying if I said it was really, really, really popular, but it does okay. If you're a marketing agency or a company that wants to mess me about or tell me what I should talk about or should say, I'll pop tight to get fucked. So don't bother. Other people can support me if you go to, what is it now? Patreon.com/Don't Touch the Cat. And that, to be honest, that will, if people can use that, that'll help me to avoid advertisers altogether. I'm not dead against advertisers, to be honest. It's just sometimes they can be a pain in the ass. But a good one would be very much appreciated. What else? One thing I do want to talk about is that the whole of last year I was saying to people, it's a funny year, it might be a difficult year for companies and for tradesmen, for anyone of their own business. And I think everybody kind of just stumbled through it, me included. I think a lot of businesses were just surviving in survival mode. And this year, it started the end of last year, and now, January 2025, nothing has improved. It's only got worse. So you're actually seeing companies go under, and it has a knock-on effect on everyone. And one thing I want to say is, fucking torch battery's gone now, for fuck's sake. So when a company goes into administration, because business-wise, like a lot of things that happen with businesses, I'm always like, why does that happen? I just think sometimes because I'm not experienced, I've never seen that particular thing happen before, I just don't know it. I'm making it too simple in my own brain. But then, a lot of the time, I'm not. It is simple. I'm just too honest of a thinker. So when a company goes into administration, if they've got customers who've paid for stuff, so if I'll use a few that I know that caused big problems recently. So Victoria Plumb was one. They did it a couple of times from my memory. CTD was one. And they leave customers and suppliers high and dry for fucking millions of pounds. So I looked it up and I was like, why the fuck? Like, why have they got customers' money and never any intention of sending the fucking order? Are they doing it intentionally? Or is it like a genuine thing that happened and they've got no control over it? Because as far as I'm aware, if it was my business, I'm pretty sure I would not basically steal people's money, because like, you don't need it. You're not going to take it anyway. And the only reason I can think of them for doing it is they take the money knowing they're never going to fulfill the order and just pay themselves, because there's no other reason to do it, because the business is going under anyway. So it's basically stealing money. So anyway, I looked it up, and what's supposed to happen is, if you know you're struggling and you're taking orders still and you're like trying to survive, which is fair enough, that can happen, you're supposed to put the customer's orders that you haven't fulfilled yet, but you think are at risk of not fulfilling, into a separate account. And then if you find, when you do go under, just before you go under, you're supposed to refund everybody. That's like default. That's what's supposed to happen. But I looked it up and I was thinking, I've never known that to happen. So it's that rare for the honest thing to happen, that it's common knowledge that if you place an order with a company that's gone into administration, or if you're a supplier, you'll never get your money back, which is fucking wrong, because it's common knowledge that you're going to get, like, companies are allowed to steal. God knows what they do with the money, but it's fucking fraud. I don't know if they all ever get in trouble for it or not, but they're just stealing from people. It's fraudulent. But anyway, what I wanted to say is, it's going to be tricky. 2025 is, and what we all should do is support local and independent businesses. The reason being, so when you deal with an independent business, you're dealing with the person probably who owns it, and when you pay them, they need the money to feed their family and pay the mortgage and pay the bills. When you deal with a big company, and I know people say, oh, the big company might be better or cheaper or whatever, they couldn't give two fucks about you. Even if you're dealing with someone, like a specific person at that company, and they're really good, and some of them are, they don't give two fucks about you either. They might seem like they do, but their salary is their salary, whether you use them or not. But if you don't use the independent, his salary isn't his salary, whether you use him or not. He gets a salary if he gets sales. A big company, don't give a fuck. They get the same salary no matter what, same bonus. All they give a fuck about is the share price. So, if possible, support your independence. Support each other as well. Use each other for work. It's really fucking slippy. The dog's dragging me. It's alright for him. Got 4 legs. Come on then. Right. Torch. Okay. Okay, we're on a different walk now. Just thought to tell you in case it sounds a bit different. This will be 3 different walks, I think. So, and what I'll do is I'll edit things together as well, so the ramblings aren't such a incoherent mess. So, see if you can spot the different walks. The snow's gone a bit now, so you probably can't see my feet crunching in the snow on this one, so easier to spot. I wanted to do an extra one because I remember I mentioned not using social media because of anxiety and whatever, so I don't like giving advice really, but what I can do is say what I've done, so my experience. I talk a bit quiet because there's people there now, they think I'm fucking crazy talking to myself. So yeah, I stopped using social media as much. Like I said, I still have to use it, which is a pain in the ass, but I've stopped using it as much because it's as if like it's still saying it out of sight, out of mind. If it's not there and I can't see it, it's not happening. And I think a lot of people did that with the news, especially since COVID and after COVID, because the news was just like a constant fucking barrage of this terrible things happen, this horrible things happen, and people were just sick of it. They still do it now. I still watch the news sometimes myself, and they still do the same shit now. But anyway, so yeah, it's an out of sight thing, out of sight, out of mind thing. And what I tend to do, I try and take control of it a little bit. So I will post, but I'll post and then just leave it. I don't keep going back to it or scroll through shitloads of other posts or keep checking to see what the notifications were. And if someone tags me and asks me a question, I'll probably answer it, but then that'll be it. I won't get involved again. I'm trying to focus on actual connections, real people, because to be honest, a lot of business, it's tricky these days because adverts on social media and all this crap, and then people, you'll see courses saying, oh, do this ad and join this fucking course and join this group or pay for this subscription and you'll get more leads or more sales or whatever. Oh, what are you doing a poo there for? Right, let's sort the dog's poo out. Why'd you do it there? Right in the middle of someone's drive. Annoying dog. So yeah, I tend to post just to keep people aware of the product or whatever, but then just leave it and I'll answer if people tag me and ask me a question or whatever. So yeah, trying to speak to people more and visit people more, because I have some real conversations with real people, and actually you do get a lot of business that way as well. So even these days, word of mouth's probably one of the top ones, no matter what all the online gurus tell you. Also, I turn off notifications as well, so I don't get the notifications unless someone tags me or whatever. And if I see like adverts are the ones, like you see adverts from maybe competitors or just anyone really, you get fucking bombarded with adverts. So you can actually stop the adverts in multiple ways. So you can click on the advert or the settings of the advert, the three dots or whatever, and you can say, please stop showing me adverts like this, or turn off the settings for that site so they stop targeting you with certain adverts. You might see random shit instead. Come here. Or you can get a browser that lets you put an ad blocker on it so you don't see any adverts at all. I don't know if you can get ad blockers specifically for a phone. I bet you can, but I know you can use browsers that will let you block adverts. He's running after his ball now. Also, you can unfollow accounts that might be annoying to you. Just click it, unfollow it. That's it, gone. Not going to see it again. You don't see the adverts because you told it that you don't want to see adverts like that. You're not following those accounts that might be triggering your anxiety. For me, I think just it's the notifications in general, and then looking, and it was just like, I don't know, it wasn't super bad, but it was giving me enough anxiety. When I get anxiety, I don't really feel any different. I feel fine. But what sometimes I get like sore fingers, like, I forgot what it's called, like, what is it called? Come on, Gaffy. Kind of like psoriasis, I suppose. And I got some cream off the doctor, and he's like, yeah, it could be stress or whatever. But I feel fine about it, but it's clearly work and social media that's causing it. The doctor said it's, I can't remember what he called it now. Some eczema, something eczema. It's stress related. I feel fine, like I say. It just comes out of me in different ways. Try to do different activities as well, so do stuff with the kids instead and just don't look at your phone or don't take your phone. And what I've started doing is listening to a lot more audiobooks. I think I mentioned it in one of my other rambles. And what that helps me with as well is sleep, because I'll listen to it just before I go to bed or when I'm in bed. And actually, if I can get my brain to only focus on one particular thing, I like listening to the book, I go to sleep really quickly, because my brain's not firing all over the place thinking about other things. I think the other thing, if like the fear of missing out, or whatever they call it, the FOMO, so you think, shit, I need to do something, but I think it's fine to just say to yourself, I'm having a break from doing it, give me the ball. So just remind yourself that it's okay, just have a break, it doesn't matter. You can dip back into it after, it'll still fucking be there, people will still be talking about the same shit. What I'd like to do, I won't be able to do this because of the business wise, I'd love to just delete all my accounts of all social media and just still be able to look at Kirby, come on, this way, Kirby, come on. I'd like to just look at them when I felt like, so I'm not particularly logged in. I don't even know if you can do that. Can you look at them if you're not logged in? And just browse it at my leisure, like, without having to be logged in and having things targeted and adverts and different accounts and different posts, what they think you might like to see and all that crap. I'd love to be able to do that, but I think ultimately I will end up deleting all of them eventually. If I didn't need them for work, I probably would have already done that. But as it is, I'll just I'll try and do quantity over quality. No, quality over quantity. Where I just post. I'll do fewer things. I'll only post when I need to, and also stop using certain platforms that I don't particularly like. They might still be there, but I just stop using them as much. And you don't have to be involved in every single fucking social media. As with the business, I've got TikTok, Twitter, fucking LinkedIn, Facebook. You don't need to be worrying about all of them all at once. It's just too much. I feel sorry for people that do it as a job, because they're constantly in social media land. It's not fucking real. None of it's real. They must be going insane. to just live on in this other world for 8 hours a day. It can't be healthy. And then that's their job. And the other thing I do, everybody I see, I'm gonna tell them what I'm doing. I'm stepping back from social media, and hopefully it'll encourage them to do it as well. I think WhatsApp and things like that count as social media, because you can end up being in so many groups. I use WhatsApp for everything, because I don't particularly like email. In fact, I fucking hate email. I rarely use email. I'll always miss emails if people email me. But WhatsApp's great for that, because WhatsApp is email to me, so I'll use it as email for messaging and sending files and shit like that. But also you can end up being in a load of different groups with different friend circles, and that can get too much as well. So just leave the group, fuck it. I think you can even leave the group now without people seeing that you've left, if that's a problem, because I know I've got a mate who's in a lot of groups, and he was leaving and people were then taking the piss out of him for leaving the groups. But I think you can leave now without, like, people know you can leave a group on WhatsApp and they don't know you've left unless they check. Obviously they know you're not there if they check, but you can just say, yeah, there's too many alerts, too many groups or whatever. It just dawned on me that I might sound really depressed. It's because I'm keeping my voice down while I walk, so people don't think I'm fucking crazy. But there's nobody around, so I could probably just talk at my normal. To be honest, I talk to the dog all the time, so it shouldn't be a problem. I just feel like I need to keep my voice down when I'm walking around, so people don't think I'm crazy. It just dawned on me that I might sound a bit miserable. This is another walk now. I haven't really got anything to say. I just thought all the other ones have been at night, so I just wondered if we could hear any birds in this one. Just be nice to listen to. Let's see if we can hear them. Caw. I don't usually get out much. I'm a very indoorsy person. Walking the dog's about the most thing that I do. Nice to hear the birds though. I might put this at the end of the episode instead of the usual outro of a very quiet piano. Let's listen to some birds. Dog keeps running past me. Right. What else did I want to say? I don't know for this walk, but we're coming to the end anyway. I might do it on another walk another day. It's quite good actually. A little bit of time that I've got. If it sounds okay, I might tag a few together so it's a little bit of a longer episode. Right, so there's a bit on the walk where we get to. What are you doing? I'll let the dog run and he drags me for a bit. It's up a hill. Come on. Sniffs everything. Sniffer. If you let a dog free, I think all he would do is walk around fucking sniffing everything all day. I'd get in trouble if I did that. Right. So he knows this is the bit where I let him drag me basically up the hill to the house. Come on, Sniffer. Ready? Go! Go, 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 go! Slow down! Okay, bye everybody. Go, go, go!